All right, all of you liberals who escaped the hellholes you came from to come here right here to Tennessee. How is it here? Is it still pretty warm? Is it still hot? Is it still raging like hellfire? I think it's pretty hellish here as well. I don't think you've escaped much. Welcome to Tennessee, everyone. All right, so I got a story for everyone. I'm going to show you the article. We're going to read a little bit of it, and then we're going to talk about it, see what's going on, and I'm going to give you my perspective on this. Some are taking this in different directions, but I think it's actually a simple. No one's playing 3D chess here. This is a game of checkers. So let's get straight to that article if we can. All right. So here we are. We're banning books again. Mouse, Pulitzer Prize winning book about Holocaust, is pulled from Tennessee School District. A Tennessee school board voted to remove Mouse, a Pulitzer Prize winning graphic novel about the Holocaust, from the district's curriculum after officials objected to 8 instances of profanity and an image of a nude woman. This sounds very typical of Tennessee conservatism. This is very blatant. Look, let me tell you what happened here. All right, so this article actually goes on to talk about this occurring along a trend of Tennessee banning banning books about racism, and actually, as in trying to hide Tennessee's history. I don't think that's the case. Conservatives don't usually do that with the Holocaust or overt fascist regimes. They actually benefit rhetorically from teaching this kind of content and linking it to leftist ideology. They tend to do that. Conservatives don't benefit anything from banning Holocaust-related material. But what happened here is probably really simple. I'm gonna give you what happened. Okay, so here's what happened. Someone brought this book home to their parent. They were reading it. Okay, someone was reading this book. Someone came up to them and they were like, "What you reading?" And this person was probably like, "Oh, a book called Mouse or whatever." And someone flipped the pages and said, "Oh, Geely, oh, gee, oh my goodness. I cannot say the Lord's name in vain, but there's a naked lady in here. Oh, gee, and they're swearing and cussing, and I gotta go tell my church about this. I can't believe they're teaching the children this. This is god awful. This is forbidden in my classroom." And then someone went to complain to the school board, and the school board got really scared and said, "Oh no, they're not going to vote for me if I don't ban this," because it's probably someone's parent who contacted a bunch of other parents. It got through some group, and they were all. I have no evidence for this whatsoever, but this is a trend. This is common in Tennessee, like conservative education, where books are a little vulgar, a little just out there. If anything is very explicit in nature, it's pretty much off the table in a classroom. And even things that are permitted, teachers will avoid if it has spicy material in it of some sort, because they don't want to get in trouble with parents or anything like that. This is just, if you're living in a conservative area, this is what happens. Okay, so there's no three-dimensional chess being played here. This is not I don't think this is a race-related issue, but this is a problem with conservatism, the bans of this kind of like really strict moral kind of we got to keep to these principles, and it's kind of usually related to religion, especially if you live in a small rural Tennessee town like I do. It's definitely related to religion, and typically results in I don't think a proper education. I don't think any books should be particularly banned at the high school level. I mean, you are nearly an eligible voter. It is time at this level to be exposed to content, to exposed to material that will scare you in some ways, that will change your perspective on things. You should be at this time face to face with material that will make you question your reality. I think that's an objective. That is a fundamental principle of anyone who's coming of age, especially if you're going to be voting. This is, I think it's just should be a truth that we have in our school systems. I don't know why it's not. So in that case, this is just, I mean, tennis, like, we've got weirdos here who want to ban Harry Potter. Okay, this is not unexpected. This is just a part of the culture here, where it's very morally uptight about certain things, certain content. It doesn't matter if it's a book about the Holocaust, and it doesn't matter if it's a book about the 20s or the Great Depression. It doesn't matter. It's if there's content in it that is explicit, if it swears too much, conservative areas are going to not permit certain things almost solely on the guise of it's offensive to the soul. It's pretty much a religious foundation. So I wanted to comment on that. I don't think so. Other people are going to take this and talk about the implications of it, and that's fine. I'm going to let better people talk about that. People are going to say it enough. I just want to address that this is not a racial topic. I mean, I think it's almost universally accepted among liberals and leftists and so on and so on that you should be exposed to a lot of content coming up, and this book banning and stuff is nonsense. I think that's well known. I don't think that needs to be addressed, but I think portraying this in the light of a race-related issue, you can actually find that in this article if you go on to read it. See, I think it talks about the history. It mentions the history of Tennessee's a riot against race-related content, and I don't think that's what's going on here. It's simply that some people got offended, and they got triggered. People, right-wingers get triggered. They do. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. Kind of fun to watch. Either way, that's all I wanted to say. Is be careful about how we target this, and just deal with it as it is. It is what it is. Thank you for listening. Hope you had a good time. I'll see you next time.